All right, sorry guys. I am late, missed the opening bell, but I am here now. It's been a very crazy morning, and actually everything since last night at 6 p.m. Eastern has been nuts. So, what do we got here? Yeah, I am super tempted to just dive in short here. Had a massive move down here. And what the hell was that? That was 46 points on the ES. And that was in 19 minutes, so 20 minutes, 46 points. Unbelievable. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going short at about 60 and a half, something like that. See if it gets up there. Right now we're right in the middle of a gap on the 1 minute. Yeah, there's a gap right in here. Yeah, it looks like it left without us because this was the gap that it was playing off of right now, it looks like. We'll see a lot of wicking going on here. So unpredictable right now that I'm afraid to jump in, but we may go ahead and do that. What's going on with my crosshairs here? There we go. So Summers up in here maybe? May have missed that. And now I'm afraid it's going to jump right through it on me. So I wanted to get in right there. And look at that. I mean, instantly almost to 8 points. Oh my God. It's moving fast. You can't hesitate, boy. But that was my entry was trying to get in at 60.75. Snooze, you lose. But yeah, that. I have two 1 minute charts up here. Yeah. And by the way, I did roll over. The volume was a little bit higher on the June contract than on the March, so I went ahead and rolled over. Seems like most of the other streamers have done the same. So I think you're safe going with the forward contract, the June one. Resistance here at right around there, 46 and a quarter. Don't know if we're gonna go for a new low or not. You see we still have this gap right here. Yeah, something's not right about this gap here. This should be around there. Something like that. looks like we're heading for a new low. A little bit perturbed that I missed that entry on right here, but let's shake it off and move forward. I'm just looking for another entry here because I think we pretty much know we're going down here. At least I feel pretty confident we're going down. See if we can get another entry. Trying to get a bead on where we could potentially go. I mean, we're somewhat uncharted territory, so maybe we look for these pivots. 28. And we have another pivot all the way down at 33. 37, 33. Good God. It's the end of the world. Damn. Damn, bro. Look at that. Holy moly. Holy shit. 20 points. I desperately tried to get in on this move, but none of my charts or anything were up yet, so the whole thing is booting, and while things are booting, I'm watching this thing go, and you can see there's not many good entries. You would have had to just kind of FOMO into that, but so far I've taken no trades, made no money on massive predictable moves. Oi. All right, let's just try to take a little chill pill here and make sure we don't jump in here too aggressively. Because yes, even though we pretty much feel that we're going down here, we could have a pretty damn good pullback. I mean, we can throw some fibs up here, I guess. This is legit or not, but something like this to here, we get a pullback. 50% pullback is around here. Wouldn't mind seeing a pullback closer to this here. Maybe 62.5, something like that. At least 60. 60.75, somewhere in maybe here again. Yeah, it looks like it pulled right back into this one, but it didn't make that 50% retracement, which is not your higher probability trade. This may be one of those situations that Al Brooks would refer to as always in short. And just don't pick a spot. Just close your eyes and go short. I am not good at that. It scares the crap out of me. I suppose we could do micros, but psychology is weird. That would make me crazy too, to miss that, make a 50-point win, a $50 win when it could have been 500, but the opposite is also true. Yeah, we're coming down to new lows again. I see no reason that we won't touch those. Whoa, a lot of shit on that screen. Probably gonna have to clean that up. That's taking longer than I expected. Just was refreshing the Ninja script on that screen. Didn't quite make a new low there. I don't think my charts are moving here. Perfect. Just perfect. I've got my trading view on another computer over here, so I am watching it, but these screens are not moving because I stupidly tried to refresh my 2000 tick chart. I don't know if it froze the program or if it's just still working on those. I mean, this thing is frozen. Just chopping around here. There we go. It was all this. I have way too much stuff on this 2000 tick chart. I don't really trade that anyway. Sometimes I like to check it just because it's a favorite of the two-legged pullback people. It's my first introduction to futures was with two-legged pullbacks. Not sure how I feel about them. The couple years that I've been looking at them, I'm dubious as to whether the methods are valid or not, and that what they're looking at is remnants or fallout from other activity that has nothing to do with two legs or two tries and human psychology and all that kind of nonsense. Not so sure that that's the case. Let's take a look at where we might be able to get back in. I mean, in the end, we're basically just gonna hopefully try to get back up into one of these fair value gaps and close our eyes and go short, I guess. But, problem is, what if we're in a big range here, something like this? And that's the range, so we're going to head back up to the top of it just to reverse and head back down. And there was a lot of movement overnight, so I'm not sure if Biden is still speaking. He started at 9 o'clock Eastern. Basically was just saying that the banking system is sound and don't worry about your money, and that's all I saw so far. All right, we're moving up again. See what you're saying? These are big moves, If you were just FOMO'd in, you really could have got trapped here, to the tune of, 15 points or something, and still going up. So let's just be patient and see what we come up with. Now we're back above that 20 EMA. We are approaching this here, but we may be heading back to the top, and there we are. Look at that. Wow. So dangerous. So freaking dangerous. We're in some decent 5-minute gaps here. We're actually getting into right around there is a 15-minute gap that's also embedded in a 5-minute. Right around 70, give or take. That lines up with this pivot point too. But man, going short into this is kind of scary. I don't think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind going short right there at around 70, 71, something like that. But wow, look at that. That is a powerful move. Man, this is a dangerous morning. It didn't seem like it initially, because it seemed like that's all we were going to do is go down. But man, you see bars like this. I mean, even if we just start at the bottom of this bar, that's a 30-point move in 3 minutes? Wow. This is a crazy morning. Nasdaq's got to be just as nuts. Look at that. There's Nasdaq. That's the 5-minute Nasdaq. That's 1 minute. Let me change this over to the June contract. So what do you do here? Do you wait for a pullback to go long, or you assume that this is just trying to trap a bunch of shorts? Somewhere in here is the overnight open. I guess that, not sure where the overnight open was. Let's see if we can find it. here somewhere. Looks to be around 39.20, something like that. Yeah, that is correct. There it is right there. Current day, yep. So yeah, this is it right here. 39.20.5 was the last night's open at 6 p.m. Eastern. What do you think? Are we heading up there? Or did we just harvest a bunch of... Yeah, look at this. This is interesting. We've got all this consolidation right here. Whoops. Got all this consolidation here. We break through it to get these likely stops that people that were short had all their stops up here. And now are we taking this thing all the way down? Don't know. Very tempting. And that was on the 5 minute. No, that's the NQ. Whoa, careful there. Let me see here. Yeah, that was a nice 5 minute gap. Yeah, 5 minute gap right here. Oops. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We formed a whole bunch of long gaps in here, I guess, or whatever you'd want to call them. Got one here. Got one here. Big one there. So likely we're not just going to go straight down. This is not a gap. That's just an indication of the consolidation across this region here. Is this bad boy going to take off to the upside and test yesterday's open? I don't think there was, I don't have it on the chart, but I think I looked yesterday and I don't think there was that big of a gap on the open last night between Friday's close and Sunday's open. I think there was a tiny gap, but I don't think it was that big. But it could be heading up there to fill that gap possibly. This is VWAP up here. And there's a gap right here on the 1 minute. That looks something like this. This is a pretty aggressive move up, yet I can't shake the idea that they're going to take this thing back down. Somewhere in here, they're going to continue to accumulate stops and like here. Boy, we are really retracing a lot of this, boy. This is the overnight open. There's the overnight high, way up at 71. We are approaching 50% retracement on that move from the highs to the lows. Right around here. Just touch that VWAP immediately reversed off of it. Kind of feeling like we're going to come up above this consolidation before we even think about reversing, if we reverse. Yeah, there's a lot here too, though. Just watching, trying not to get crushed here. Does seem like it wants to hold this area here, doesn't it? It's ticking off nicely off the middle of that gap. Technically that gap is filled though. Yeah, that gap goes back to about 8:06 Eastern time. This day for me may go down as the day that could have been. But wasn't. Sort of a double top up here. Not exactly, but the fact that it didn't breach this may be bearish. VWAP holding. So we may get some kind of M pattern here maybe. Whoa, there we go. So definitely M pattern. Picked up a bunch of, see, we had some consolidation here maybe. I don't know. Maybe picked up some shorts, but look at that, immediately reversed itself. This is dangerous, in my humble opinion. But they do that what they call a Judas swing, where they trick you into thinking they're taking it low and then immediately whip it the other direction. Starting to question the whole bearish bias now, huh? I'll be right back. I'm going to fill my coffee cup and watch what happens here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I think that I may have just blown all the good moves today. At least this morning. But it is quite early. It's still only 10 after. Here in the US, we changed our clocks. We moved them ahead an hour early on Sunday morning. And I thought I had read, and I don't know, maybe it didn't pass, that this is the last time we ever change our clocks here in the US, but maybe that hasn't passed yet. Personally, I'm in favor of it, but it kind of depends on where you're at in the country versus, where the timelines are too, because in some ways it doesn't benefit everybody. But speaking selfishly, here in the Midwest, Chicago metro area, I actually enjoy it because the later it stays light, the better for me. I don't mind waking up in the dark, but I would rather have some usable lighted evening hours. Because I mean, in the depth of the summer here, June, summer solstice, June 20th, 21st, something like that. It stays light till after 9 Central Time. We were in Seattle once, and in the middle of the summer in June, and it was still light at almost 11 o'clock at night. I guess that would have been Pacific time, but all right, this is looking interesting, isn't it? It's a little risky, but I wouldn't mind going short here. Now that gap has been filled, but I'm looking on the 15-minute, and there is a gap there, right approximately there. Again, I'm just so worried that all of these are traps. It's more or less a doji on the 15-minute. I'm maybe willing to take a chance right here on a short if we get a pullback. Looks like the boat left without me again. Gap on the 1 minute and the 15-minute almost line up exactly. This gap right here on the 15-minute. these bars are huge. Like unexpected. That's 15 points. Look at that. ATR is almost 8. Last week we were getting ATRs at like 1 a couple of those days. Got to clean this chart up. Lower high on the 2000. Big old gap here on the 5 minute. On this bar right here. When I have my, I don't have all my tools here. Let's see here. Okay. So that gap is right here, but it is it's a bullish gap. That's not what I need to do. Template. Load, green, there we go. So you probably would have wanted to be getting out of this trade here. So you would have liked to have gotten in from, like, say there to even the midpoint, but even if you just wanted to get into that gap, it was 13 points. Kind of barcoding right here. So either we're going to break out of this, something like this, break through and head back up, or this is going to be the proverbial Judas move to here and then send it straight down. It would have to get through this before, so, maybe, I don't know, something along those lines. If you were interested in playing a breakout, once it gets through this fair value gap, maybe we move up. Still just chopping here. I think if we get a move below this area, we could make another run to the bottom. And maybe we can break through this pivot point here and then work our way down again. A lot of bullish gaps on all time frames below us, though. Yeah, I'm just not comfortable with any of this right now. I do feel that we're going to break down and test these lows again, but I could be wrong. I mean, this did look like a nice double bottom, rallied up, and its goal for the day may be to reclaim this overnight high. Well, I'm not doing anything until something becomes a little more obvious for me. I mean, this is just a mess here. But this, down here almost looks like a long. Like right in here. If you look at the, say, 15-minute, it looks like it's just a pullback and then head back up. Actually, on the 5-minute as well. Yeah. That's the 1, the 5, and the 15 are showing a gap right in this area. Did bounce right off of that pivot point, which was inside of this 1-minute fair value gap. Yeah, I see no reason to do anything in this area here. I'll tell you though, if you are playing the higher time frames, it does look like a long. If we can get closer down to like this 64 area, at the very least you want to get, I would think at least you'd want to get down at 67 before you go long. Problem is that you start to get down to 67, these lower numbers here could end up just breaking through. You know, you have a small rejection of these fair value gaps just for it to continue on down. Because I mean, big picture here, this is bearish, you know, any way you look at it. On the higher time frames, this is bearish, and we're at the top of that bearish channel on the 15-minute. But that fair value gap here on the 15 is undeniable. Wasn't quite a perfect center, but it was close. Nope, ticked exactly on the 50% of that gap. Yep, so that was the play long. So maybe we could take a chance on let's see here, a 50% retracement to about there maybe. Take a quick long, if we get back there, that is. It's VWAP here. Like to see a bit of a retrace. Getting hung up a little bit at the VWAP here. I'll pull back. Well, actually, now this is no longer. Maybe something more like that. So we need to get back to here. Lines up nice with the 9 EMA, I suppose. I'm tired of sitting here, so I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up a little something here if I can. And it looks like I'm going to get fucked. Looking pretty good. There we go. Nice. That was 5 points. So 250. I think I had 3 contracts open on that. 3 accounts. One contract on each of 3 accounts, I think. Very good. That trade was simply a 50% retracement from this run here. I used that 9 EMA just sort of as a extra confirmation, but it was basically just a play off of the 50% retracement. Frankly, I have no idea if we're going higher or lower. Now we're back to chop mode, so we will wait for our next possible move. Yeah, that was exactly 5 points. It was 246.02 after commissions on that trade. Now it's looking heavy again. Oh, look at that. Taken off. Didn't really anticipate that. Let's see here. We spent the whole morning looking at this thing, and in the course of 15-20 seconds we made our $750, and that may be all we do today. Probably get hung up here at 900, but if it passes through, it could be make a run for the overnight open. seems inconceivable that, well, inconceivable is a strong word, but it seems extremely likely to me that this, by the end of the day, we're going to be seeing new lows. But you got to be able to handle the drawdown from this stuff. So, you decided you went short. Well, even if you went short up here and decided to just hold it, you're not going to withdraw. You're not going to be able to handle this pain coming back here. But that could be all this is if we see this thing pull up here over 9,000 to grab some stops that are probably hanging out above this area and then ultimately take it back down. This is these retracements I put up here. These are from the high to the low from last night's overnight. So we are right about 50% between the the high and the low from last night 6 p.m. till today's low here. The question is they going to try to pick up the stops here and start to move it down, or are they going to try to go all the way up and get either some of these stops or the big mama stops up here? To be determined. It's a weird morning. It's both exciting and boring at the same time. Really have any bearish gaps on my charts at the moment. a whole bunch of bullish ones. Got one here. It's this guy off of this bar here. It's like here to there, but that is a bullish one. It doesn't mean that it doesn't respond to it, but typically you would consider that a reason to go long, but it kind of just ignored it altogether, which could mean bearishness, and it just blows through a gap like that. So that gap, once that bar closes, that gap will be filled. Why isn't that bar? Nope, that did not technically fill because it came back before the bar closed. You can see there's still a little space there, so that did not fill that gap. But for this strategy, filled gaps really aren't that important because there's a whole bunch of them here and they still respond. Now we do have a gap up here that's bearish. It's right here to about there. Could take a chance here on a short. We are right at or below the 20 EMA, and it does seem like it is curling down. Whoa, not happening. A big old green bar. Excuse me, a big old green bar here. I wasn't about to take this short. Although, interestingly, is you certainly would have got your 1 point off of that if you were just trying to scalp it. Got in there. You got more than that. I mean, well, this is going to produce just a massive green gap right here. I mean, look at this thing once that bar closes. And then another one's forming here. we're getting pretty close to that overnight open right here at 20.5. I mean, look at this drop here. Almost 90-point drop and got all of it back. Well, not yet, but on its way to getting it back. Certainly got a lot of it back. 75 points from off the bottom. Well, I think that's going to be it for the live stream. I'll continue to watch this and see if I can get a little more brave, but we ended up okay. We ended up with a 5-point trade on 3 separate accounts, 1 contract each, for a grand total just under $750 after commissions. So I will take it, but we'll see. Maybe we can do something else. Maybe we can just give that money right back to the market. But anyway, I'll probably be back tomorrow morning. If you have the inclination to do so, please hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do that. And then go ahead and hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when I go live in the morning. Also, the prop firm that I trade with, Apex Trader Funding, is still having its 80% off sale. So if you wouldn't mind using my code, you'll get that 80% off, and I'll get a little something something, and everybody wins. Let me put it back up there. There it is. There's the code. It's also in the description. Use that, get 80% off, and you help support the stream. Appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for me. I will see you tomorrow morning. Be safe. It's pretty volatile out there and pretty big moves. So even stuff that's obvious seems like it could take you out. So anyway, be safe. See you in the morning. Bye.